on the campus of Smithson Valley High School in Spring Branch, Texas this evening as we see the head coach there of the Smithson Valley Rangers, Larry Hill. And it's time. Lace them up, tee it up, kick it off. Friday Night Lights happening here, Spring Branch, Texas style. Along with the coach, Joe Muchagamba, my name is Roland J. Reese. Proud to be bringing you the game this evening. And just to get things started, or set the table if you would, East Central won the toss this evening, and they've deferred to the second half, so the Rangers will have the football to start the game tonight.
Yeah, they're going to go and give it to Smithson Valley, see if they can hold them off. And, of course, a lot of teams like to get the ball at the beginning of the second half, so not much breeze tonight to really take into effect, I don't think. At least it doesn't seem to be by looking at the flags. Dating
back to 2007, this series dominated by Smithson Valley as they've won 8 of them. I don't think East Central, at least since 2007, has gotten a victory over the Rangers. And ball's in the air.
It's going to be Bufitas.
And he's got the ball at 15. And the 20, finally seen across the mid-30, rather. Knocked out of bounds across the 40 to around the 42-yard line. And the Rangers are going to have good field position to start the ball game this evening.
Yeah, Braden, kicking it to him. They got to pick their poison. They're going to kick it to Braden, or they're going to kick it to the little Clark guy. So Braden gets it and has another great return, which has set up many scores throughout the year this year for Smithson Valley. The return game, whether it be kickoff or punt's been really huge for them.
And the Rangers will have the football, as we mentioned, to start the ball game this evening. There's quarterback Derek Mata. Got Malachi Lane in the backfield with him on this 1st and 10. The snap to give to Lane. Why not? As he tries to get out across the 40. About the 41 is where he'll be hit. He'll be met there and drop. Zachary Vidal in on the stop that time for East Central. And it'll be second down. They're going to give him a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, East Central's defense played that really well. Kept it, tried to keep it up inside. He pushed the edge, and there was no edge on that play.
A single receiver either side now for quarterback Derek Mata on a 2nd and 11. He checks to the sidelines. Takes the snap. Once again, the give to Lane. He gets out across the 45, keeping those legs going. He'll be stopped at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, East Central's going to make it tough on the Rangers. They're getting a 2 wide set right there, and East Central's got 9 defenders within 8 yards of the football. They're going to have to do some one-on-one action with the wide receivers tonight, it looks like.
Checking into the ball game right now for the Rangers is Skylar Soward. He'll come playing to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. It's 3rd and 4 for Smithson Valley. Now man in motion once again to give Lane across midfield. Well, his forward progress will get him to midfield at least. Before one of the defenders there grabs his ankles for the stop. That was Michael Pinones. 27 tackles on the season thus far for that young man. And it'll be 4th and short.
Yeah, that was a big play. It looked like Malachi had a pretty good lane to hit. He got in there, but the defender made him in there and really made a really nice tackle. And that's not easy one-on-one tackle against Malachi.
And Mata staying in, so on a 4th and 2 from midfield, the Rangers are gambling. 2 receivers out to the far side for quarterback Derek Mata. The snap to give Malachi Lane. He'll have a first down and more as he bangs his way out to the East Central 45-yard line. That'll move the chains and give Smithson Valley a first down. Lane, we were bragging last week, of course, playing both sides of the football, running the football and playing linebacker. Whale of a game last week. 1st and 10, 45-yard line, the East Central 45, that is. Here's Mata. Mata threw it in back of his intended receiver, that being Kyler Clark.
Yeah, he misfired on that, threw a little bit behind him, but that's, man coverage scheme right there. They bring motion across and outrun the guy that's got him to the sideline, and unfortunately just misfired.
Howard once again checking in. He'll replace Cole Douglas.
We'll see that one again somewhere down the line.
Flanked out to the far side along with another receiver on the 2nd and 10. Here's Mata.
Got a lot of running room.
Putting the ball away. He'll have the first down and more as he gets inside the 30 to around the 28-yard line before he's run out of bounds.
That's going to happen to you. Like I said, East Central's running man coverage. Their receivers are downfield. They did a nice job of covering him up, but once he broke contain, there's no eyes on the quarterback, so Mata was able to pull it down and run.
Mata, of course, a good job running the football this season as well, getting the Rangers some big first downs like we saw right there. Actually going to mark the ball at the 29. It'll be 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley. Mata this time the give. Once again, Lane. As he just keeps those legs churning, gets down close to the 25-yard line. He's coming over to make the stop. That was Ray Espinosa from his defensive end position.
Central's holding up, running pretty good here early. Not giving them any big runs other than the scramble, and that wasn't a design play by any means.
They're going to give him a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Lane starting the game in the backfield. Haven't seen Travis McCracken yet. Here's the handoff. Lane down to around the 20. He picks up good yardage to get the Rangers even closer.
Trayshawn Johnson from East Central steps up in that crease. Again, there's a pretty good void there for Malachi to get into. And being a DB, I don't know if you really want to step in there with him because he packs a pretty good load.
So it's going to be 3rd and 2 now. Yeah, Lynch checked in. 3rd and 2 now from the East Central 21.
Yeah, that's Doug Lance comes in. He swings both ways, playing defensive end and running back.
This time it is Lance with the carry.
There's Trayshawn Johnson, again, number 3, coming from his free safety position. He's just kind of diamond up in the middle of the defense. He's about 8 yards, and he's just tracking the football.
Among the leaders on the defense for East Central with 40 tackles thus far on the season. He's also got a pick to his name. But that'll move the chains. Let's run and give Smithson Valley a first down. Line of scrimmage is the East Central 17.
It's been a nice drive, nice time-consuming drive. I know defense appreciates that.
Pair of receivers to the near side for Mata. The handoff once again is the running back, Doug Lentz.
Yeah, Lance finds a little cutback that time. Developed a little crease on the back side of the run of the football that time.
They're going to give him a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 12-yard line is the line of scrimmage. This the first offensive drive of the game for Smithson Valley. They've controlled the clock rather well as across the 5-minute mark having the football.
Yeah, Lance is quite a load also, just kind of like Malachi. He's not a little bitty guy.
On this 2nd and 5, quick out, pass complete. Making the catch that time, Zach McDonald, as he gets knocked out of bounds about the 3-yard line. That should set up a 1st and goal.
No pitch and catch out there, just no different than running the football. Able to get it out to Zach and make him miss somebody and then pick up a few more yards.
Great job as we see here on the replay by that offensive line as they're doing a good job to give Mata time to make a decision.
That's Johnson on the tackle.
Yeah.
Man, he's all over the place.
Trayshawn Johnson. 1st and goal now for the Rangers. The give, that's Lentz. We're waiting for an indication from any of the officials. I don't believe he crossed the end zone, so it'll be 2nd and goal for Smithson Valley.
It looks like Smithson Valley running backs and East Central's free safety, Trayshawn Johnson, are going to be on first-name basis before this night's over with.
Get to know each other real well by that point.
We're getting to know each other this drive pretty well already. A good football player.
Mata bringing the play in. Single receiver out to the far side, that being Clark on this 2nd down. Mata calls his own number into the end zone, and the Rangers are on the scoreboard with a touchdown. 5:57 left to go in the first quarter, and we've got points on the board.
Defense is going to have to warm up again on the sideline after a 6-minute drive by the offense. That's always fun to watch as a defensive coach and player. Just watch your offense just kind of eat the clock and take it down the field.
Maya on to try the extra point. And it's good. With 5:57 left to go in the first quarter, our score, Smithson Valley 7, East Central nothing. Back with more of the moment right here on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Fisher's Neighborhood Market, Ferris Orthodontics, Sage Capital Bank, Wick Productions, HEB, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Dermatology San Antonio, Summerhill Dental, and Jeremy Fuller State.
What brings you here to? Whoa. Well, I heard my wife talking to her friends that y'all were.
Smithson Valley getting set to kick off following a 2-yard touchdown run by Derek Bata on a drive that ate up 6 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock to get the ball game started.
It's Clayton Amaya. What a weapon he is kicking off.
Well, handled by one of the up men for East Central.
Looked like Smithson Valley might have ran by him thinking he fair caught the thing, but he didn't, obviously.
Jonathan Martinez on the return. And he'll have the Hornets set up in good field position as they mark this. Check this out. I believe it's going to be at the 40-yard line. And that is the case. So Caden Bosanko passed for 712 yards thus far on the season. And penalties being marked off right now. We'll have to check this. This is a big one against Smithson Valley.
I think they got maybe a late hit on the sideline. Face mask. Looked like a face mask.
So the Hornets going to have the football for their first offensive drive in good field position. Handoff that time goes to Kenyon McClure. It's a couple of tough yards for 2nd and 8 for the Hornets. Hornets will send Samuel Paget and Austin Vivier outflanked to the near side. Single receiver to the far side on this 2nd and 8. Yeah, the quarterback, Bosanko, calling for some movement. He'll take the snap. Comes out near side, pass complete. And tripped up is the wide receiver, Austin Vivier, who also doubles as the backup quarterback for East Central.
Jackson Duffy coming to make the play, lost his feet out from underneath him. Safety did a nice job pushing the ball to him. He just wasn't there because he lost his footing.
So that sets up a 3rd and 2 now for East Central from the Smithson Valley 37-yard line. As Bosanko goes to the other side of the field and once again has Vivier. Makes the catch. That ought to be enough to move the chains and give East Central a first down.
Good job by Woods and DeHoy's running to the football out there in the flats. Hustling around.
So the chain gang moves. The line of scrimmage now be the Smithson Valley 34-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for East Central. As Bosanko gets the play from the sidelines. And a pair of receivers to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. Aline Myers moves over into the slot. The snap, Bosanko drops back. Looking downfield, overthrew his intended receiver, who was Jack Stewart. And bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, he could have held a little bit longer. I think he was kind of feeling the demons there a little bit. got a little anxious, hot-footed.
Stewart, one of the leading receivers on this Central squad thus far this season. 23 catches for 464 yards, averaging about 20 yards a catch, and 8 touchdowns on the season. Second down, this time, pass complete down to near the 25-yard line. Once again goes Jack Stewart. Over to make the stop that time, David De Hoyos for the Rangers. The line of scrimmage now the 25. It'll be 3rd and 1 for East Central. 3:32 remaining here in the first quarter. Smithson Valley holding on to a 7-0 lead. Bosenko calls his own number across the 25 down to around the 20-yard line before De Hoyos runs him out of bounds. And once again, chain gang will move, and that'll be another first down for East Central.
Yeah, he just run a read play. He's reading the defensive end, and the defensive end can't be right, but the linebacker and safety behind him have to fit that up, and they did. They just didn't get him in time before he picked up the first down.
So they spot the ball at the 21, that being the Smithson Valley 21. It's 1st and 10 for East Central. Here's the give. Finding some running room, getting out inside the 10-yard line goes Kenyon McClure. Or he's met there. Malachi Lane over. Also Diego Hamilton on the stop for Smithson Valley. Nice pickup. Both squads here coming off losses last week. Somebody's got to get back into the win column. Of course, the loss here for the Rangers, suffering their first loss of the season at the hands of the Judson Rockets. And last week, the East Central Hornets lost to the New Braunfels Unicorns, who are currently sitting 3rd in district. So it's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for East Central. Here's Bosenko. Handoff going straight ahead for McClure. Not much there. Getting up off the bottom of that pile, Jackson Maynard.
Yeah, they didn't get much push on that particular play right there. You're looking for some type of quick throw or quarterback read coming out here pretty soon.
Javier and Paget come flanked out to the near side. On the far side is Jack Stewart for East Central. So nothing doing there. It'll be 2nd and goal once again from the Smithson Valley 9-yard line. Bosenko looking far side. Pass intercepted. Did they say he stayed in?
Yes.
That's De Hoyos. De Hoyos, and according to our records, the first interception on the season, but what a job he does on the defensive side of that football. You can see on the replay, De Hoyos just jumps in front of Stewart and puts the ball away. And an offensive threat that time put on by East Central, turned away by the Ranger defense. So from the 1, it'll be first down for the Smithson Valley offense as Mata just tries to punch ahead and give him a little room. His forward progress ought to get him out to about the 3-yard line before he'll be met there. And on the stop that time was Tengun Viator.
They didn't have much room to spare there. That ball was almost touching the goal line. Give him a little bit of breathing room here.
And give him a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Now from the 3-yard line. Words of encouragement there on the sidelines for that Ranger defense. Did a good job stopping a scoring drive from East Central. 2nd and 7 now, Smithson Valley. Pair of receivers to the near side. Mata this time throws near side and has a man at the 5. Knocked out of bounds about the 7-yard line goes McDonald.
About a yard or two short. I mean, the sticks look like they're on the goal line in the 10. They can't be on the goal line in the 10, but it looks like it. It looks like y'all get to the 10-yard line for a first down.
It's 3rd and 1. Line of scrimmage, the 9-yard line. Now under a minute left to go here in the first quarter, and the Rangers holding on to a 7-0 lead. The handoff coming left side is the running back, Doug Lance, and that'll be enough for a Ranger first down.
Yeah, Lance has had quite a few carries through the year.
So the drive stays alive. Little breathing room for that Ranger offense. As the clock continues to wind down, now under 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Mata with the troops to the line on this 1st and 10. Makes a handoff, pass complete. Spafidis. We take it out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And that play ought to bring us to the end of the first quarter. And it does. 1 quarter in the books. Our score, Smithson Valley 7, East Central nothing. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Coach, I can't believe we've been shooting these commercials for 10 years.
Man, time flies.
Indeed it does. You know, one of my favorites is when they dumped that ice water on you on the sideline. That was great. I think it was the middle of November. Oh, and remember when we turned a 300-pounder loose on you and he was knocking the silly out of you? Man, I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year.
This year's my pick.
Ferris Orthodontics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Release the sharks!
When you've got a big day ahead, rest easy knowing that your home is protected by GVTC Connect Home Security System. The Skybell uses a high-definition camera and speakers, letting you see and chat with who's at the door. Our Total Connect 2.0 app is your home security headquarters.
Back to second quarter play here on the campus of Smithson Valley High School. Here's a pass, and we saw a flag. That pass intended for McDonald, and I believe we saw penalty markers fly.
There's a penalty marker on about the 40-yard line. Smithson Valley's 40. Could be possibly a holding. So McDonald got by him. I couldn't see it because of the tuba standing in front of me, but I step around it next time.
There we go. Right there, you're right. It was about the 40-yard line. His back defensively that time was Jonathan Martinez for East Central. I believe the official still conferring, and finally here comes the call. And was like a hold against the defense, so that'll move the chains and give the Rangers a first down.
It's like the number of possessions are going to be limited tonight.
Yeah, 3 possessions all in that first quarter. Good clock control, as we mentioned, on the part of Smithson Valley in that first drive. The handoff, Lance once again. It's down across the 40, down to around the 41-yard line. And you remember this drive started back at the 2.
It was inside the 1. That thing was
At the 1, that is correct. You're going to call me a liar for a yard. That's okay, Coach. It's,
But you're my friend, though.
I appreciate that more than you know.
Long time ago, friend.
Amen. 2nd and 4 from the 41. Here's the handoff. It's Lance once again. He'll get down to near midfield, well, actually across midfield, and he'll get into Smithson Valley territory at about the 48-yard line.
Looks like they're starting, East Central came out, I thought was playing the run pretty well the first drive. It was long and sustained. It looks like it might be starting to wear just a little bit on them.
That's just it, that run game. doing a lot of battering there for Smithson Valley, and even early on, probably taking some kind of toll on that Hornet defense. So it'll be 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the East Central 48-yard line. Mata unloads and has a man at the 40. That is the tight end, Dylan Domel.
It's a great tackle by Johnson in the secondary again. If he doesn't make that tackle, it might be a touchdown.
Domel with a 57-yard touchdown reception to his credit this season. Always been a big target when the Rangers needed it. Line of scrimmage now, the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Single receiver out to the near side. The handoff, it's Lance. He's gone quite a distance at running back early on here this game and has done a good job picking up yardage. So he gets out across the 30, down to around the 27-yard line.
It looks like a defensive end carrying the football. He just kind of, here I come. Anybody want to go for a ride, hop on.
So give him a pickup of 7 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 3 now. 27-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Mata with a pair of receivers to the near side. Movement. Let's see if they're going to say that Quinones came across, or if
They got him as offsides, it looks like.
that is the case. Going to be against the defense. Moves the ball now to the, spot this at the 22. 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley. 9:34 remaining before halftime, and the Rangers looking for more. They hold on to a 7-0 lead at this point. Pair of receivers to the far side, or the near side rather. The give to Lance once again. Banging and busting his way down inside the 15-yard line to around the 14. Getting up from that pile, Trayshawn Johnson. We've called that young man's name quite a bit already early on in this game.
Yeah, early on he was making those tackles up closer to the line of scrimmage, and now he's making them 6-7 yards deep, so it's changed a little bit. They're getting more pushed by the O-line, and he's not wanting to get downhill quite as quick.
Gain of 7 on that last run. It'll be 2nd and 3. Once again, give it to Lance. Gets down inside the 15 to around the 13-yard line.
Safety's pretty active. That was Abel Vasquez in on tackle there at the line of scrimmage.
So I got the Fetus checking into the game. And replacing T.J. Hunt.
Yeah, they've got to get their safeties involved. There's no question. Stop the run is what will hurt them on any type of play action pass to your tight ends or crossing routes or anything.
The Fetus out to the near side. Got McDonald on the far side on this 3rd and 1. Once again, straight ahead. Ball looked like it came out there for a second, but the official waved it off. East Central says they have it. That time Mata with the keeper, but the ball did come out and hit the ground. Looks like that time Soward was going for the football. I guess some discussion, and indeed, it does appear that East Central will have the football.
Well, you don't like the way that drive ended, but yet you look how far they moved down the ball. They moved about 92 yards down the field and flipped the field on them. Took some time off the clock, so Smithson Valley's defense can hold them here and keep them on the short field. That'd be nice.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Line of scrimmage is their own 13-yard line. Osenko overthrows his intended receiver. That's Vivier. Back defensively that time for East Central, Amari McKenzie, and it'll be 2nd down for the East Central Hornets. So they have a single receiver each side. A couple of backs back with the quarterback, Caden Bosenko. It's time to give straight ahead. Crossing the 10, getting out across the 20. That is Vivier. Finally be thrown out of bounds at about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, he got in a nice crease and cut on the cutback lane. There wasn't anybody there, and then he just turned on the speed.
Vivier, as we mentioned, the backup quarterback, also 40 carries for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns thus far on the year for East Central. It's 1st and 10 now from the Hornet 37-yard line. Once again, the handoff, nothing doing there is Scheffler. Also, Diego Hamilton coming over to make the stop on Austin Vivier, and it'll be 2nd down.
Scheffler's had quite an impact on the defense this year. He's been real solid inside for him.
Certainly has 57 tackles, 3 sacks on the year for Colton Scheffler. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Once again, East Central with a single receiver either side. Give this time going straight ahead. And we'll check who that running back was. It was Vivier once again. Malachi Lane getting up off the bottom of that pile. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Hornets.
Big 3rd down. Big 3rd down here. That's how you like them. 3rd and 7, better than 3rd and 1, that's for sure.
Lane Myers checking into the ball game.
Look, see if they're going to bring some heat on him or if they're going to cover him. I bet you he might be bringing somebody on this one.
Paget and Vivier come flanked out to the near side. On this 3rd down, whistles and play stops. And I believe East Central took a timeout. That is the case with 6:15 left to go here in the first half. Our score, Smithson Valley 7, East Central nothing. Back with more of the moment here on the Rangers Network.
Witness is a classic case of Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, the surprising moment when enjoying a tasty treat turns into months of restorative dentistry. Lucky for Coach Worstifer, at Summerhill Dental we offer same-day crowns and, if need be, 3D guided implants to fight Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, one Ranger at a time.
We'll go to Springs because he's driving her. All right.
3rd and 8 now from the 39-yard line, that being the East Central 39-yard line. Hornets on this offensive drive due to a turnover. Big 3rd down coming up for them. 2 receivers near side. Now there goes Vivier in motion. Bosenko decides to call his own number. He'll break the 40, the 45. Stops about the 48-yard line, and that's enough to give the Hornets a 1st down.
Yeah, it's a good tackle by Egley. If he doesn't make that tackle, he might still be running. Had a chance at the line of scrimmage. They just weren't able to get him down.
Under 6 minutes left to go here in the first half.
This East Central 2nd possession. Smith Valley's had 2, and they're on their 2nd one. And we've got about 6 minutes left in the first half. Ball control on both sides.
Bosenko once again trying to run out of pressure. Crosses midfield, the 45, the 40. He'll be stopped just near the 35-yard line. Not sure if he got inside or not. Malachi Lane with the stop. And that'll be enough to move the chains and give East Central another 1st down.
Just avoided the pressure. Avoid the pressure and got out and scrambled. I think couple of them I thought he was going to step out of bounds, and he didn't. He kept on running.
So a 2-yard Derek Mata touchdown. As a matter of fact, on the opening drive that ate 6 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock for Smithson Valley. The only score we've got to this point. Osanko. Pass incomplete. It was intended for Vivier. Back on coverage was Camden Egley.
He had some blue shirts running right at him. He wasn't going to hang on to it long. Of course, it wasn't designed to hold on to it very long, but the heat was coming.
Once again, Vivier and Paget come flank to the near side. The far side, that is Jack Stewart on a 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Osanko checks the play with the sideline. Dropping back, this time unloads. Has a man. That's Vivier inside the 5 down to around the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for East Central.
Looks like it's around the flag route, just a corner route on the safety. And that's pretty tough to cover. You got a lot of grass to cover if you're that safety. Didn't get to the quarterback. It's a great tackle. Keep him out of the end zone. Give the defense a chance to play another down.
Good stop by Egley that time. It'll be 1st and 10 for East Central, or rather 1st and goal East Central. Line of scrimmage is the Ranger 2. Osanko the give. Vivier trying to find the corner. And does.
Is that a flag or a towel that got thrown? There's a flag on the field, probably holding where it came from. Sitting on the goal line.
We'll check that penalty marker. As they sort things out, it was an impressive offensive drive that time by East Central. Got the ball on a turnover. Several big plays, a couple of big quarterback runs by Caden Bosanko. Set them up for a scoring opportunity, and that's right, holding the call. Inopportune penalty for East Central. Going to wipe those points off the scoreboard. So it now becomes 1st and goal, and the line of scrimmage is the Ranger 12. Bosanko, the keeper, trying to get to the outside. Malachi Lane says, no, not so fast.
He misread it that time. He should have given that ball. He got a little bit greedy possibly. I mean, he's a good player, but I don't know. There's been some really good drives. There's been 4 really impressive drives, and only one of them's ended up in points so far.
If we take a look at this, I believe there's no gain on the play as Lane came over to wrap him up.
He's a load. You're not going to tackle him with one hand.
And it's 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line for East Central. Kenyon McClure, the lone back in the backfield. He'll take the handoff, and once again, stacked up and dropped after a short gain. Colton Shepler on the tackle that time for the Rangers.
Yeah, they didn't get any push that particular play. Offensive lineman did, and he's trying to get in the cutback lane on the backside. He was not able to get there.
Well, they're going to give him a gain of 3, but it still remains 3rd and goal. The Hornets 9 yards out. I'm not sure if they took a timeout. They did not. They're just conferring with the sidelines.
They're going to let it run down, take some time, and call it. They're going to try to use the rest of this time. If they don't score here, they'll do it again and use another timeout. So when they give it back to Smithson Valley, they won't have any time on the clock.
And that is the case with 3 minutes left to go here before halftime. East Central takes a timeout, and we'll take it with them. 7-3 Smithson Valley. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to be sponsors of the Smithson Valley Rangers. We are happy to be part of tonight's game between the Hornets and our Rangers. Go Rangers!
Coach, this is the year. Give me a chance. I get to try out? Yes!
This is the year. Get your guns up. Get your guns up.
You know, this is the third time he's tried out for the team, and I don't think he's going to.
It's a 3rd and goal right now for East Central. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 9. One of the big defensive stops is Bosanko scrambling. Shepler giving chase. He unloads for the end zone. And interception.
Got a chance. Take care of the ball. Coming behind you. Ooh.
Yet another turnover as the Ranger defense turns away another East Central scoring drive. Coming away with the football that time, Andrew Montalvo with a big pick.
That's what it looked like, right? I haven't seen Andrew a whole lot this year. I've seen him late in some ball games. That was a big play to come in there and make another pick. Another pick after a big drive by East Central.
And the Ranger offense still has 2:46 left to go. You take a look here at the replay. Bosanko gets rid of it, but just another timely interception that time by Montalvo. And a nice return to boot. As the Rangers have the ball on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. So Smithson Valley sends a pair of receivers to the near side. For quarterback Derek Mata. And here it is on the end around. Let's run that time by Kyler Clark.
So Kyler gets around the corner in a hurry.
They're going to give him 8 on that pickup. Yeah, awful fast. He's got some speed to him, the young man. Kyler Clark, a junior. Be 2nd and 2 now from the 28-yard line. Mata, handoff straight ahead. Fumble. The ball squirts out of the hands of the running back, and now East Central trying to lateral the football as Trayshawn Johnson comes up with it with 2:01 left to go in the half, and that'll give the Hornets new life offensively deep in Smithson Valley territory. As a matter of fact, Lance was the carry here, as you see. And just the right hit in the right place. It was Abel Vasquez who picked up the football for East Central and laterals to Johnson. The 31-yard line is where the Hornets will go to work, that being the Smithson Valley 31. 1st and 10. This time, Vivier at quarterback. He'll get a nice pickup of near 9 before Lane runs him out of bounds.
Good timeout situation. You got Smithson Valley with 3, and you've got East Central with 1. East Central burned 2 on that last possession before they threw the interception.
So Vivier out now. Bosanko probably checking back in at quarterback. Yes, he sees him on the field. It'll be 2nd and 1 for East Central. Bosanko the give straight ahead. It's running back McClure. Bangs out for a tough yard. May have enough to move the chains. We'll have to check that. Actually, it looks like they stopped him at the line of scrimmage according to the down marker on the far side of the field. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
Clock's running. So
under a minute now left to go before halftime.
Pick up at first, the clock will stop, or they might have to use their timeout. I don't know. They're using a lot of time right here.
In the case, 3rd and 1. Bosanko rolling right, unloads. And that one thrown well away from his intended receiver, Avery Kane, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Eggleston is almost another pick on the sideline.
Yeah, Eggleston back defensively.
They're not letting him just sit in the pocket and throw. They're pushing him out. He's having to throw on the run quite a bit, which makes it a little more difficult. The problem with that is you don't always know where the receivers are going to be once he starts running around.
Well, 35 seconds left to go before halftime. 4th and 1. And the Hornets are going to go for it. Bosanko, the snap. Bosanko quick pitch. That's on the ground. And picking up the football that time was Wyatt Hansen for Smithson Valley. So a couple of interceptions and a fumble recovery.
Yeah, about the first quarter and a half was real clean, and right there at the end it got a little bit sloppy on both sides. But East Central's ran quite a bit of that speed option up this time of the year, but they haven't. That's the first time they've shown it tonight, and it was unfortunately for them, they turned it over.
So hats off to Smithson Valley's defense for turning away scoring opportunities here in the first half. They'll have the football now on a 1st and 10. Mata looking to air it out. Pass just out of the grasp of Bafidis. But he had about a step on his defender.
Yeah, if he's just a little bit taller. I can say that. I've known him since he was in diapers. It's okay. He's a good football player.
Took 6 seconds off the clock. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Smithson Valley 28. So we got 2 receivers coming to the near side on this 2nd and 10 from the 28. Handoff on a delay up near the 35-yard line. Goes the running back. We've seen quite a bit of Doug Lance here in the first half carrying the football.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He's carried him. He's taken care of the ball pretty well. One little turnover, but he's good for him.
And the clock's going to wind down to halftime. 7-0 Smithson Valley going into the halftime locker room. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network. Well, we misspoke. They put 6 seconds back on the clock here. So there's still 6 seconds left in the first half. Line of scrimmage is going to be the 34-yard line. The situation will be a 3rd and 4 for Smithson Valley. And we ain't done yet.
Not yet.
And a little more gas in the tank here for the first half. This time the Rangers send 3 receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side. For quarterback Derek Mata. And by all indications, this is probably the last play of the first half. Mata dropping back, feeling a little pressure. Mata steps up, and Mata will go down. And that will officially end the first half. Our score is Smithson Valley 7 and East Central 0. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Witness is a classic case of Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, the surprising moment when enjoying a tasty treat turns into months of restorative dentistry. Lucky for Coach Worstifer, at Summerhill Dental, we offer same-day crowns and, if need be, 3D guided implants to fight Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, one Ranger at a time.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to be sponsors of the Smithson Valley Rangers. We are happy to be part of tonight's game between the Hornets and our Rangers. Go Rangers!
In August 2021, the Comal ISD Board of Trustees approved an election package that included both a VA TRE and a bond package. These elections will be presented together on the ballot as 5 propositions. Proposition A is the VA TRE, which is a voter-approved tax ratification election required by the state legislature to ask voters to approve a modified tax rate. With voter approval in November, the VA TRE will provide teachers and staff with a 3% pay increase and auxiliary personnel and paraprofessionals with a $1.50 hourly pay increase in 2021. The bond package begins with Proposition B, which will include funding for 4 new campuses to address growth throughout the district. Elementary number 19 will be located off of Highway 46 South and will provide relief for Clear Spring and Freiheit Elementaries. Elementary number 20 will be located across from Danville Middle School and will provide relief for Garden Ridge and Morningside Elementaries. Middle School number 8 will be located south of FM 1863 and Highway 281 and will provide relief for Piper Ranch Middle School. Finally, a new campus will be built for Hill Country College Preparatory High School to support additional student enrollment and to expand the programs offered. Beyond the construction of new schools, Proposition B will fund several infrastructure and reinvestment projects at existing campuses, including new playgrounds, safety and security projects, and the purchase of land and 85 new buses. Proposition C will fund athletic facility improvements throughout the district to maintain the district standard. Some projects include a new field house and golf practice facility at Smithson Valley and Canyon High Schools, football field regrading for Mountain Valley Middle School, and a field house and tennis court facility included in Phase 2 for Davenport High School. Proposition D will fund a stadium capacity expansion, a new press box and ticketing for Canyon Lake High School, and stadium capacity expansion and a new press box included in Phase 2 for Davenport High School. Proposition E will fund instructional technology to replace outdated student and teacher computers and for network security improvements. The VA TRE and bond package are being presented as 5 propositions due to recent changes in state law brought on by Senate Bill 30. Perhaps the biggest question some have when an election is being called is, how will this affect my taxes? If the VA TRE is approved by voters in November, the tax rate for 2021 would increase by less than 2 cents. For Bond 2021, although state law requires that the ballot language state this is a property tax increase, this bond package with Propositions B, C, D, and E will not have an impact on the current total tax rate. Early voting will begin October 18th and end October 29th, with Election Day set for November 2nd. Find more information about the VA TRE and Bond 2021 elections by visiting our website at www.comalisd.org.
What brings you here to? Whoa. Well, I heard my wife talking to her friends that y'all work miracles, so I thought maybe you could do something with this.
We absolutely help women, children, and men, but I'm gonna have to call in the reinforcements.
Dermatology San Antonio can do this for me. Just think what they can do for you.
Coach, this is the year. Give me a chance. I get to try out? Yes!
This is the year. Get your guns up. Get your guns up.
You know, this is the third time he's tried out for the team, and I don't think he's going to make it this time either.
Yep, and this never gets old.
Dr. Embry, would you like a try?
Absolutely.
Hey Fuller, does your dad insure this?
No, but if it was a car, he would. Hey Fuller, what about this? No, but if it was your parents' house, he would. Okay, listen. If it's auto, home, life, or business, my dad can insure it. Ugh.
Let's go Rangers!
Welcome to Slide Talk. I'm Andrew Kim, Superintendent of Schools for Comal Independent School District. Joining me once again today is our CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Crystal Hermish, to talk more about Proposition A. So, first of all, I've been reading the ballot language for Proposition A. It is one that's written by the state of Texas, not by the school district. And let me tell you, it can be confusing. It is confusing. So when I read the ballot language, first of all, it talks about this notion of 14% increase from the year before, which generates $26 million. So is my tax rate increasing by 14.7%? Because let me tell you, some people have told me, Andrew, is the tax rate increasing by 14%? And that is not the case.
No, we're looking at less than a 2-cent increase over last year's tax rate.
So in reality though, how much is that for the average homeowner in our school district?
It's approximately $14 a month for the average homeowner of around a home of $355,000.
Okay, so would you mind telling me Proposition A generates how much for the district?
The additional 1.63 cents that we're asking for over last year generates around $9 million in additional revenue to the district.
So then why is the $26 million there?
So Andrew, this is how the property tax revenue works. Last year we had $178 million in local property tax revenue. We're projected this year with the TRE to bring in $204 million in local property tax revenue, which is the increase of $26 million that you see on the ballot language. But what makes up that $26 million increase is an additional $9 million that we're asking for in Proposition A. The remaining $17 million is actually making up for the decrease in state aid that we're seeing as a result of property tax values increasing.
And as you know, the expenses in the district are not going down. In fact, with student growth, we have to add more teaching positions as well as open new campuses. And what we're seeing in the district is the cost of adding teachers and opening schools is more than the additional revenue we're receiving each year.
So Crystal, how much cost is associated with increasing our compensation plan for the school district per defined by our Board of Trustees?
Well, currently the board has adopted Compensation Plan B, which is a 3% overall increase for all of our professional staff and a $1.50 increase for all of our auxiliary and paraprofessional staff. And the total cost of that is around $7.5 million.
Wow, okay. So now that's not quite $9 million. So where is the difference going to go to?
Well, as we're moving forward, we're trying to plan beyond just 1 year, and we want to be able to offer that compensation increases for the next several years. in addition to any additional positions that may be needed to address growth.
Right, because this is a long-term approach in terms of what the board has adopted for compensation.
Yes.
So, other question that's coming up quite a bit out there when it comes to this ballot language is how do we know that these funds will be going to teachers and staff raises and won't be used for other operational costs?
Well, the board adopted a resolution in June that provided that any additional funds generated from this tax increase would only go towards teacher compensation and additional positions for growth.
This makes sense. So that's for Proposition A. What about Propositions B, C, D, and E? The ballot language for those propositions states, in fact, this is a property tax increase. Would there be an additional increase in these 4 propositions if they were to pass?
No, there isn't a tax rate increase associated with all 4 of the bond propositions. Required by the legislature, all bond propositions have the language that this is a property tax increase, regardless of whether the rate is going up or not.
I think I understand now, and I really appreciate you educating me on these things. So, once again, as a reminder, if you're 65 and over or have military exemptions, you do get the benefit of the lowest tax rate possible, which means propositions A, B, C, and D will have no effect on your property taxes. Once again, thank you for joining Slide Talk. I want to remind everyone listening that early voting is going on, so please, at this time, if you haven't voted, please go out and vote, and we would appreciate certainly any feedback. Thank you very much for joining me for Slide Talk.
Coach, I can't believe we've been shooting these commercials for 10 years.
Man, time flies.
Indeed it does. You know, one of my favorites is when they dump that ice water on you on the sideline. That was great. I think it was the middle of November. Oh, and remember when we turned a 300-pounder loose on you and he was knocking the silly out of you? Man, I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year.
This year's my pick.
Ferris Orthodontics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Release the sharks!
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the freshest tortillas. That's why H-E-B bakes tortillas fresh in store. Your kids won't eat tacos on Tuesday, or any day, without their favorite toppings. Good thing H-E-B has it all, including guacamole made fresh in store. It's been a really long week, and it's still only Tuesday. That's why H-E-B does all the shopping for you, so you can just pick it up with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door. Shop the app or online and pick up curbside, free at H-E-B.
When you've got a big day ahead, rest easy knowing that your home is protected by GVTC Connect Home Security System. The Skybell uses a high-definition camera and speakers, letting you see and chat with who's at the door. Our Total Connect 2.0 app is your home security headquarters. GVTC Connect Home. Always on, always connected, always safe.
Bob, welcome back. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
You're my first Comal Cruising back from the pandemic.
All right.
Yeah, so welcome. And what a great topic to start off our new series of Comal Cruising, but to talk about growth and the growth in our area when it comes to construction, housing market, and you name it, student enrollment. But Bob, just to kind of get all of our constituents out there and those who are watching this, it's probably maybe a couple people, by the way, who knows. But Bob, what do you do for our school district? And yeah, why don't you explain to our viewers out there what you do?
Sure. Well, Templeton Demographics is a consulting firm, and we specialize in helping fast growth school districts by doing very detailed housing research, and we turn that housing research into enrollment projections so that we can help the school district plan when and where to build schools so they can understand how fast their enrollment is going to be growing.
Well, I'll tell you what, certainly when this past year, the pandemic year, COVID year, I guess, whatever we're calling that, I was quite frank with you. I think we talked about this. I thought we're going to have a pause. We're going to have a sort of a pause in growth of enrollment of students, so I was worried about that in some sense, but maybe in some sense I thought that we'll get a little break, a year's worth of break of not having increased enrollment so that we can kind of maybe catch up to some degree. But unfortunately or fortunately, that's not the case.
That's true, and it was a very unusual year in so many ways. In fact, a year ago, we thought that the housing market could slow because of concerns with the economy.
That was 2019-2020 school year.
Yes, and so...
Or 2020-2021 school year, I should say.
Yes, and all the signs were, when you looked at the unemployment rate shot up over 13%.
Right.
And normally, we would see a slowdown in housing.
Right.
But not this time. We actually saw the opposite. We saw an increase in housing activity during the past year.
Which during the pandemic year?
During the pandemic year.
Yeah, what do you attribute that to, Bob? I mean, just out of, I don't know, it seems kind of contrary to what was happening other places, perhaps, in the country, in our state, maybe.
There's a couple of factors that probably helped facilitate that. And one of those was with we did see an increase in virtual learning. Well, we saw a big increase in remote work.
Sure.
So a lot of families were able to kind of pivot, and that might have been in apartments were thinking, wow, I need to get into a house with more space. And so we did see a real movement that happened from those younger families to get into housing. Also, the affordability at the time was good. The interest rates were low.
Right. Not anymore, but...
The interest rates are still okay, but the cost has gone up due primarily to the inflation on materials and labor.
You also attribute the migration of those from outside the state coming to Texas, specifically around here, of course, Central Texas, Hill Country, Comal ISD. We see on the ground, talking with our principals as they enroll new parents, new students into our schools, majority of them, a good number of them are coming from places like California and other places.
That's so true. Texas has had a really good year in terms of corporate relocations, and especially tech jobs in the Austin area. And the Comal School District is close enough to Austin that some of the families that live in Comal are likely working in Austin. They're also working in San Antonio. And so the big boom has been Austin has been the focal point for Texas, with the Tesla, Oracle, Samsung expansions. And, it's just really putting the bullseye on Central Texas.
Yeah. Well, so what's your outlook here, looking at the crystal ball that you do look at, for the upcoming year, which is the 21-22 school year?
Well,
post-pandemic year, of course.
Yes. It's interesting because for the last 5 years, every year has been a record-breaking year for new home construction.
Right.
5 years ago, we were doing, 1,600 homes a year.
Right.
We're now going to be doing 2,800 homes for this year. And it's possible that we could be seeing more than 3,000 homes per year within the not too distant future. So 2021-22, that school year will be another record-breaking year for new home construction. And then we're going to have a record-breaking year for enrollment growth.
The old adage about availability of water, infrastructure, you're talking about these are homes that are already ready to go with all of that stuff ready to go.
That's true. These are subdivisions and communities that have already been platted and permitted, and they're active.
Yeah.
And so you've got about 2,800 vacant developed lots that are on the ground ready for builders to build on today.
Yeah.
There's another 2,800 lots that are in development that will be delivered within the next, say, 6 to 10 months. And those lots have already been gone through the infrastructure pipeline, so the utilities are available for those that are already in development.
You know, as we're cruising around Comal ISD here, obviously this is the series that we're relaunching here. You know, the construction and the traffic issues, a lot of density of home development, especially in this area that we're going to be driving through right here. Where are these folks migrating from? I mean, is it still going to keep on, pretty robust here for the next few years? I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, there is still a migration coming from California. In fact, I live in the Marble Falls area, and I've met 2 new neighbors that have recently moved from California.
I have many.
And it is the relocation of jobs, it's the cost of living in Texas, and it's a multiple of factors that are causing the migration. We're also seeing it from the Northeast, the Chicago area,
the
Midwest, and so Texas is just it's still the fastest growing state in the country. We'll see that again when the 2020 census is released, that Texas will be, the fastest growing state again.
The comparison of our school district, who's also, I figure, as we talked about in the past, we're probably in the top 5, if not in the top 3 fastest growing in the state of Texas, I would think.
That's true. And, we work primarily with fast growth districts. The closest one that has similar housing and similar geography would be the Denton School District.
Is that right?
They're pretty big, but they're not as big geographically as you are.
They're not. We're 589 square miles there, Bob.
That's right. And you've got growth in multiple areas. So it almost feels like you're the equivalent of 4 school districts.
It does feel like that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be sorry in talking about it, but it's like running 4 different types of school district.
Yes.
Here in Comal School District.
You've got the 281 corridor, the Smithson Valley corridor, the I-35 corridor, and the Canyon Lake area. So easily you can kind of geographically see 3. Then Garden Ridge could almost be a 4th area.
Well, and like you said, though, you're right. What we see on the ground is that growth is happening in all those areas you just mentioned. So it's not just in one particular area. It's all over the place.
That's right.
And that makes it really more complex. Have you ever seen something like that in your career?
No, you're pretty unique. Like I said, the closest one is Denton. Now, Prosper is building as many homes, but they're not as big geographically.
They're not.
They will run through their building cycle in about 8 to 10 years.
Is that right?
You're going to be growing for 25 years or more. There's that much land here. And when we look at some of the future developments that we're watching, these are big, massive master plan developments that are in the works.
Yeah, the demand seems to be there, meaning the buyers. Certainly parents with kids, young kids who are looking for, hopefully, what they will consider us to be a great school district to invest a large dollar amount of money to buy a home these days, compared to my first starter home back in the day. And so I think that has a lot of things. But you're right. I think the supply chain issue, construction prices are going up quite a bit right now.
That's true. The lower the price point, typically the younger the family. So we see more elementary kids from those homes that are priced below $250,000. That's actually maybe moving up to $300,000.
I know. It's hard to find a price point of that low nowadays.
It is. So then when you get above $450,000 and you get into $450,000, $600,000 range, we tend to see middle school age kids. And some high school.
And I think one of the things I talk about with our school board as well as our taxpayers out there is that we are not trying to build, if we're only growing at the high school level, I don't think we need to go ahead and build, let's say, new schools, because they're going to age themselves out. But what we're seeing right now, I think the information that you provided us over the years, is that we're growing elementary students.
That's true. Yes. Well, the enrollment growth is looking like it could be at about 1,500 to 1,800.
You got to be kidding me.
Additional students, yes.
Because we typically hover around 900 to 1,000 kids from a year changeover, Bob. So you're now saying somewhere around that number, which is actually a little scary to me. I'm serious.
1,500 to 1,800.
Is that right?
Yes.
Are you really saying that?
I'm saying that.
Wow.
And it's partially the COVID return.
Yeah.
Because we did, even though you did grow at a good number, you still had some families that
absolutely.
Didn't participate at those younger grade levels. I'm talking pre-K kindergarten.
Absolutely.
So there's going to be a surge of pre-K kindergarten plus this increase in housing growth that's going to push that growth rate to about 1,500.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Bob. For the first one coming back to come out cruising, I know for some of our viewers it may not be as significant, but when you say 1,500 to 1,800 numbers of new students coming to our school district starting in August of 2021 here, I'm a little bit, I'm going to need to take a long vacation here.
Well, and you probably will be one of the fastest growing school districts in the state.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to need to go ahead and come back in sometime around September to see how these numbers pan out. But if construction and developments around here shows anything, I tend to agree with you now about that number. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Bob, thanks for joining.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you, and you're the first one back to the Come Out Cruising.
That's great.
So, all right.
I enjoyed it.
Appreciate it very much, Bob.
You're welcome.
Just witnessed is a classic case of Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus. The surprising moment when enjoying a tasty treat turns into months of restorative dentistry. Lucky for Coach Worstifer, at Summerhill Dental, we offer same-day crowns and, if need be, 3D guided implants to fight Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, one ranger at a time.
Back with you now at Smithson Valley High School, just moments away from getting the second half started here in a low-scoring first half. 7-0, Smithson Valley holding on to a lead. Low scoring, however, they had their share of turnovers, and we go to the replay and we see some of those that happen. Things got started here with this De Hoyos interception to thwart an East Central drive. Moments later, Rangers will put the ball on the ground. And that recovery right there by East Central. Remember this one, East Central was going for another touchdown, and Montalvo comes away with the interception for Smithson Valley. And we're back live with you as we get the third quarter underway. And speaking of turnovers, a bobbled the handle there that time, I guess you can say, by East Central, as the return man, who was Jonathan Martinez, gets the ball out to about the 40-yard line. That is the Hornet 40. It'll be 1st and 10 East Central from that point.
Yeah, it was a good bounce for East Central. Otherwise, that was a disaster waiting to happen to start the second half for Coach Hubbard.
So as we mentioned, off that first drive of the football game, Smithson Valley took the ball into the end zone. It's been the only scoring that we've had to this point. Both teams have had their opportunities.
There've been some real quality drives by the offenses, and they've all been ended in turnovers, with the exception of the very first drive where Smithson Valley ended it with a touchdown.
And always nice to see when the defenses rise to the occasion. The defense, of course, a very important part. Some people would say even the most important part of the football team, wouldn't they?
Some people might say that. Got a penalty on Smithson Valley on the kickoff return. Got a personal foul face mask, it looks like is what they call. Push the ball back to Smithson Valley about their 33-yard line or so. I'm not very good at math. Maybe it's 27, 28.
Wow, so that's a big one.
It was huge.
You talk about excellent field position. That's where East Central's gonna start. 1st and 10.
It's a big penalty. They must have put two together. Must have been a personal foul. That would have had to been after the play. Dead ball.
Ranger 28. That's where East Central will go to work, 1st and 10. This time 2 receivers to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. 1 back in the backfield for quarterback Bosanko. Quick out this pass caught, but wrapped up right away. Good defensive pursuit that time. Eggleston on the stop for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, that ball got jumped pretty good. Jumped by Wyatt Hanson on that play right there. Almost got there in time to maybe pick the thing.
So it looks like going to lose 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11. Line of scrimmage is the 29-yard line. So 2 receivers this time to the far side and a single receiver to the near side for Caden Bosanko. This time buys time. Has a receiver at the 30. Across the 20, the 15, and run out of bounds at about the 10-yard line goes Jack Stewart.
Looks like they caught on rolling coverages or something. Caught one off and one rolling down.
Samuel Cifuentes Schaefer over to knock the wide receiver Stewart out of bounds. That's going to move the ball to the 8-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal for East Central. Bosanko, penalty markers fly, and it looks like yet another miscue on the part of East Central. And that is the case.
Procedure on left tackle is what it looked like, number 61.
That was Henry D'Antonio that was called on. It'll be 1st and goal, this time backed up to the 13. It's like last time, seen this happen to East Central as well. Here's the handoff. Vivier trying to make something happen, but he's going to be thrown for a loss. Good pursuit that time. Brock Whitaker. Also a little help from Diego Hamilton coming over to make the stop.
Yeah, Vivier is a tough one to get to the ground. Now, East Central's had some possessions down here so far where they haven't been able to come up with anything. So Smithson Valley's holding their ground pretty good at this point.
Just good defensive pursuit. Also over to make the stop, Camden Egley. Can't leave him out of the equation. It's a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and goal now. The 16-yard line, the line of scrimmage for East Central. Bosanko feeling pressure now, rolling to the left side. Even Chase knocked out of bounds. Wyatt Hanson over to be the first man to hit him. David De Hoyos eventually knocks him out of bounds. Looks like near the 5-yard line. Or correction, let's check that. Just inside the 10 at the 9.
He got outside contained there. They brought a little stunt, and somebody didn't get back out on the edge. Sanko beat him out and made him with a punch and picked up about half of what they need for the touchdown.
So 3rd and goal, 9-yard line is the line of scrimmage for East Central. They've been turned away every time they've been in this position thus far this evening. We'll see if that Ranger defense has another one in them.
I think we use a timeout, looks like.
Using it early. 10:06 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Smithson Valley holding on to a 7-0 lead. Timeout East Central. We'll be back with more right here on the Ranger Network.
Coach, I can't believe we've been shooting these commercials for 10 years.
Man, time flies.
Indeed it does. You know, one of my favorites is when they dumped that ice water on you on the sideline. That was great. I think it was the middle of November. Oh, and remember when we turned a 300-pounder loose on you and he was knocking the silly out of you? Man, I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year.
This year's my pick.
Ferris Orthodontics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Release the sharks!
Third and goal now from the 9-yard line for East Central. Got deep in Smithson Valley territory following a penalty call on the second half kickoff.
Quarterback
Senko fakes the handoff. He's going to be stood up. Tries to drive his leg forward, but he'll be stopped at about the 8-yard line. Once again, Whitaker in on the stop. Getting up off the bottom of that pile, Malachi Lane. That'll bring up a 4th down for East Central. Well, what do you do here? I guess they're going to go for it.
They're going to try to kick it. They brought their tee out. I think 49. What's his?
Cifuentes Schaefer. Samuel Cifuentes Schaefer. Oh, correction. That's on our spot. Guyona. You are correct. Get my colors straight here eventually. All right. Guyona gets his foot into this one.
Had good pressure right up the pipe. I didn't see who it was.
And with 9:15 left to go in the third quarter, the East Central Hornets on the board. Our score, Smithson Valley 7, East Central 3. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to be sponsors of the Smithson Valley Rangers. We are happy to be part of tonight's game between the Hornets and our Rangers. Go Rangers!
9:15 left to go in the third quarter. Daniel Guyuna with a field goal to get the East Central Hornets on the board. It's now 7-3. Smithson Valley still holding on to that lead.
It's a good job by Smithson. That's 3 times tonight they've been down in the red zone. They've been able to hold them out of the end zone. They'll need to do something offensively here, mount a drive and take a little pressure back off the defense.
Offense about to get the football for the first time here in the second half.
This could be
Kickoff, that's Bafidis across the 35 down to around the 36-yard line, which is where the Rangers will go to work 1st and 10.
It's good field position. People don't want to kick it deep because they're afraid that you'll return it. Have good returns. When they kick it short, you end up in pretty good field position as it goes that way also.
Well, as we were mentioning, some big games in the area on this penultimate game of the regular season. So we'll pass some scores along to you here in just a little bit. Right now, 1st and 10 from the 36. Smithson Valley. Mata, the handoff. Trying to find the corners, Malachi Lane. We'll get a couple before he's driven back. On the stop, Cornell George and Zachary Vidal. Well, may say he's back to the line of scrimmage. Here's the score for you right now. At halftime, it's Judson on top of Steele, 17-14. And that could be big in the way things pan out here district-wise. No gain on the play for Lane on the previous play. It's 2nd and 10. Mata rolling out. Mata has a man at about the 38-yard line or so. Goes to wide receiver Kyler Clark. That'll bring up a 3rd down for Smithson Valley.
Jonathan Martinez defending that from East Central.
Check back into the huddle. I don't know, East Central maybe have a touch of the momentum right now after that field goal. But it's 3rd and 8 after that pickup of 2. Mata stepping up and unloading, and he has a man in McDonald across midfield into East Central territory. That'll move the chains.
It's a good job by Mata avoiding pressure and just kind of throwing it to the grass, and McDonald coming back to the ball for the 1st down. They got a flag down.
Yeah, penalty marker.
Didn't see that.
I just saw that, and I'm Not sure, but I think the Rangers are going to get called for this one. That is the case. So a bad time for a penalty as this is going to move the football back to the 28-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd and 18 for Smithson Valley. And the whistle is. We'll check what's going on as Mata just comes over to the sidelines very quickly.
This is going to be tough.
Now they break huddle. Send 2 receivers to the near side on this 3rd and 18. Mata dropping back. Looking downfield. Doesn't have anybody there. He'll be ramped up and thrown for loss. Cornell George over to make the stop. Also Juan Hernandez. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Rangers.
That was good coverage by East Central because he had enough time to get rid of the ball, and he just couldn't find anybody to get that he felt comfortable getting it to. Just what they call a coverage sack.
Well, Manuel Osorio, who's had a real good punting average thus far this season, come on to punt this thing away. The Central returners stand back at their own 45-yard line. Osorio gets his foot into this. So take a Ranger bounce and be killed at about the 43-yard line. That's where East Central will go to work, 1st and 10.
That leaves them in decent field position.
It does. Now we're going to have to see if the Ranger defense can turn away yet another drive. As the Hornets come to the line, 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is their own 42-yard line. Bosenko handing the ball off. Nothing doing there. Colton Scheffler. Big stop that time for the Rangers.
Yeah, Shep found the crease on play side and didn't hesitate, and he hit it and made a great play in the backfield.
Huge play that time for a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13 as the ball is now back at the 39-yard line. And we see, of course, that Vivier trying to run the football, but Scheffler smelled it out. 2nd and 13 from the 39. Pair of receivers to the far side and a single receiver near side for Caden Bosenko. Rolling left side, feeling pressure, and he unloads it and has a man across midfield into Smithson Valley territory. Goes wide receiver Jack Stewart. Coming over to make the stop, Garrison Eggleston. Eggleston, as we talk about, 21 tackles coming into this game. He's got a fumble recovery and a couple of picks for a great defensive job he's done thus far this season. Line of scrimmage is the Ranger 47. It'll be 1st and 10. 5:43 remaining here, 3rd quarter. Smithson Valley now holding on to a 4-point lead at 7-3. Pass unloaded, pass caught at about the 40-yard line. Wide receiver Samuel Paget over to make the stop that time, Jackson Duffy. Also some help from Camden Egley, rather. It's a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Line of scrimmage, the Smithson Valley 40. Single receivers either side, 2 backs in the backfield for quarterback Caden Bosenko. Ball on the ground. Smithson Valley comes up with it. It's been a game of turnovers this evening.
They needed something to happen for them, and I think the snap. Was it just snap and hit the quarterback? He just mishandled the ball. And one hop to Malachi Lane, and he picked it up and went.
Malachi Lane, Johnny on the spot, recovering the fumble. And giving that Ranger offense new life, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Seems like a lot of those East Central drives have ended in that form or fashion with a turnover. Handoff straight ahead to midfield. Goes the running back, Doug Lance.
Yeah, they've had every turnover's ended in every drive has ended in a turnover except for the one where they got the field goal. 2 fumbles and 2 picks, I believe it's been.
That's right. Going to give Lance a gain of 2 there. 2nd and 8 from midfield for Smithson Valley. Put a pair of receivers to the near side. Mata rolling. Mata has Domel across the 45 down to around the 44-yard line.
Is Johnson on the tackle from his free safety position.
Sean Johnson.
Number 3.
All
over the field.
Absolutely. Had himself a big game defensively thus far. Mata coming in from the sideline. 3:49 remaining, 3rd quarter. From the 44, it's 3rd and 2 for Smithson Valley. I think the handoff for that time, or may have been a busted play that time, as Mata just keeps it, goes up the middle, may have enough for the 1st down.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, look.
Hard to tell from here.
Looked like he was intending to hand off to Lance, but the exchangers didn't come, so Mata had the presence of mind to keep it and go ahead. And they're going to say he's short, and they call it 4th and 1 now from the 42-yard line, and Rangers are going for it. Daybreak huddle. Single receiver either side. Mata, the keeper, straight ahead, no doubt about it. Looks like he's going to have the 1st down and more, but he's wrestled down by, guess who? Trayshawn Johnson. He's got his nose in making tackles this evening.
It's always good when free safety's making the tackle on the quarterback sneak.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rangers. Line of scrimmage is the East Central 37-yard line. Send a single receiver out to the near side. He's on the end around to Selenik, who's got the football, feeling pressure. He's going to be thrown for a bit of a loss, and penalty markers down. That may be a late hit on the near side of the field.
Yeah, we got 2 flags down. I don't know what the one on the hash is. This is a dead ball late hit on the sideline, I think, and I don't know if the other one's probably a holding or clipping or something.
Well, we'll see if the white cap can get things sorted out for us.
See if we can figure it out.
Selenik was in the game, lined up at a wide receiver, came around to get the pitch, and looked like he was going to throw it back, but couldn't find an open man. And, of course, feeling pressure from that East Central defense chasing him. Here comes a call.
Back.
And personal foul. So I guess he's going to...
That's dead ball personal foul. Should be.
That's right. So that would be the one that would be enforced.
Well, I'm not exactly sure. Are they replaying the whole thing?
See, there it is, and he was out of bounds, and of course got the late hit right there.
So that should be dead ball, but should make it 1st down. They're going to walk it back. Then a dead ball. Personal should be 15 and the 1st down.
That's indeed the call. It'll be 1st down, Smithson Valley.
It's a heck of a way to get a 1st down. But right now, as crazy as things are going, we'll take it.
And exactly. You take the breaks where you can get them in a game like this. 32-yard line is the line of scrimmage, that being the East Central 32. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 5?
A correction. They've got 1st and 10. Let's see what they're doing here.
It should be 1st and 10. I'm just not.
Yeah, now the chain gang is moved.
That gum chain gang, we're having to wait on them again tonight, just like we did last week, huh, Roland?
The pass complete to McDonald across the 30 down to around the 29-yard line. He's over to make the stop that time, Jonathan Martinez from his cornerback position. Martinez, 38 tackles coming into this game for East Central this evening. Hornets with a very tough defense.
They're playing really well tonight. There's no question about it. Smithson Valley's ran the ball pretty dadgum good on everybody, and they're struggling running on the Hornets tonight.
It's a pickup of 3 on that pass and catch. It'll be 2nd and 7. The handoff straight ahead to Lance. Across the 25 down to around the 24-yard line. Cornell George in on the stop that time for East Central.
Got a heavy dose of Lance and Malachi Lane tonight. McCracken must be a little bit beat up or something on the sideline.
I was wondering about that. Yeah. We haven't seen him in the ball game. But it'll be 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage to 25. Their receivers near side for Derek Matan. Now man in motion. Oh boy, once again. And this time it looks like, he got awful close. I thought he was gone to the house. That was a touchdown saving tackle by, Trayshawn Johnson. Big run that time for Lance. That'll be a 1st down and goal for the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Yeah, that's a big opening on the left side behind Nick Freeman and Tyler Stone.
Here it is, just putting the ball away and doing a good job to carry it.
Take care of the football, because this is where it's been trouble for both sides.
1st and goal now, Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the East Central 1. The give, Lance, this time, no denying he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Smithson Valley.
Well put together drive right there by the Rangers. Offensive line, skilled guys.
Young man just looks like one of those. He wants to hit you, and he's going to get his forward momentum and pick up positive yardage. Just kind of like a tough battering ram there.
I keep going back to the fact that he's a defensive end, and he's not really looking to avoid contact. They're usually looking for contact. So Clayton Amaya on for the extra point.
Here comes
sophomore with a tremendous leg.
Kick is up, and it's good, and 21 ticks of the clock to go here in the 3rd quarter. Our new score, Smithson Valley 14, East Central 3. Back with more in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Witness is a classic case of snack-a-crack-a-toothus. The surprising moment when enjoying a tasty treat turns into months of restorative dentistry. Lucky for Coach Worstifer, at Summerhill Dental, we offer same-day crowns and, if need be, 3D guided implants to fight snack-a-crack-a-toothus, one Ranger at a time.
Back with you now at Smithson Valley High School. There's the touchdown, 1 yard out for Lance as he took the ball over following a great run to set up the 1 yard plunge. Rangers back on the scoreboard. It's 14-3 with just seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
It's a big touchdown. It makes a 2-score lead now. So East Central's got to put 2 on the board to have a chance.
So Amaya on to kick this off.
They've had some decent returns tonight.
This one handled. This is Johnson.
Johnson.
As he remains on his feet. Took a little bit to bring him down, although special teams that time, led by Lance Zuber, did a great job in bringing him down. It'll be 1st down for East Central at that point. 12 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
East Central's had really nice field position all night long. Up or close to midfield or on the other side a couple of times due to penalties. Picture of Lance on the sideline.
So a pair of receivers to the far side and a single receiver to the near side. And this 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the East Central 39. Here's the give going straight ahead. McClure clears the 40 down to around the 41. See Malachi Lane getting up off the bottom of that pile, along with Gavin Woods. As we come to the end of the 3rd quarter, put another 12 on the clock, and let's play the 4th quarter. Our score, Smithson Valley 14 and East Central 3. Back with 4th quarter action in a moment here on the Ranger Network.
Witness is a classic case of Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, the surprising moment when enjoying a tasty treat turns into months of restorative dentistry. Lucky for Coach Worstifer, at Summerhill Dental we offer same-day crowns and, if need be, 3D guided implants to fight Snack-a-Crack-a-Toothus, one Ranger at a time.
Back for 4th quarter action here at Smithson Valley High School in Spring Branch, Texas. The 2nd and 9. Osenko giving chase. Oh, this time.
Jamari McKenzie on the top.
Big tackle that time by McKenzie. Reached over to grab the East Central quarterback. And stop him in his tracks there. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Osenko's been able to avoid that all night long, that sack, that big hit right there in this play. Mamari was able to take care of it.
3rd quarter score from district play. Steele now takes the lead over Judson 21-17. 11 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Osenko, as this gets blown dead.
Delay game.
That's going to be the call and put East Central even more in a hole. And that is the case. Alamo Heights on top of Lockhart for district play, 42-16. That's a halftime score. New Braunfels leads Clemens 35-0 with 8:24 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
It's a big 3rd down here for Smithson Valley. If they can hold them and get the ball back, maybe punch another one in and put some points on the board and start to kind of
so it's
close this one up.
3rd and 15 now from the 34-yard line. Osenko dropping back, not finding anybody, but he'll be ridden down. Ball on the ground once again, and it's picked up by Smithson Valley. This time over to recover the fumble.
It's Amari, wasn't it? Amari McKenzie?
No, I believe that was, and I knew I had to call his name here eventually. That's Samuel Cifuentes Schaefer with the.
Yeah, you had him punting for East Central.
I
in the 2nd quarter.
felt this calling that I was going to have to call his name here somewhere in the game, and that's where it showed up. I knew it.
Another turnover every drive. Turnover points for East Central. So it's been a lot of turnovers on both sides tonight, actually.
So it's 1st and 10, Smithson Valley here. Their line of scrimmage is the East Central 39. Mata to give on the end around. This time it's going to work out for the Rangers as Bafidis takes it across the 35 down to around the 34-yard line. Nice pickup for the Ranger flanker.
Jonathan Martinez sniffs it out for East Central. Yeah, they got a flag. I can't see those flags anymore. They need to change the color, I guess, or make them bigger.
Something like that. We've had our share this evening. Certainly have. Holding Smithson Valley.
It's been on the backside of the play, correct?
So it'll be 1st and 20 now. Line of scrimmage will be the East Central 49-yard line. But here again, rather than look at that as a miscue, maybe look at it as just more of an opportunity to eat that clock. Handoff on the delay. It's Lance.
They took the ball from him.
And yet another turnover. is coming away with the ball that time for East Central. That's Juan Hernandez from his linebacker position. And the Hornets will have the football 1st and 10.
Just got to put them away. Got to figure out.
Great call, but I guess Hernandez has just got his hand inside Lance's and took the ball away. It's as simple as that. It'll be a 1st down for East Central. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 46. Osenko, the keeper, across the 45, down to around the 43-yard line.
You got that 7 turnovers rolling combined between them.
That sounds about right. Maynard did on the stop that time for Smithson Valley.
4 and 3, correct?
That's correct.
It's uncharacteristic for both teams at this point of the ball game, at this point of the season.
Osenko will pick up a 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the Smithson Valley 43-yard line. This time, Osenko puts the ball into the running back's midsection, but decides to keep it himself. I mean, that's just getting almost putting it away at the last second.
Yeah, they're reading the interior D lineman. They're reading what's his name? That sophomore Maynard. Reading him. He tackled the mesh. Quarterback pulled it and picked up a few yards.
Well, it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 37-yard line now for East Central.
Jackson Maynard's had a good year for a sophomore. He's playing well for the Rangers.
Being the starter there has got to make Coach Hill happy looking down the line. Here's the keeper, 1st down for East Central and more. As Osenko takes the ball and runs out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
They got a pitch man on that play, but it's not designed to be pitched. It's Osenko's ball all the way.
So 1st and 10, East Central. Got the ball down to the Smithson Valley 25. All for it this time. The handoff straight ahead. No denying that. That goes to Vivier. And he doesn't get much as Diego Hamilton comes over to make the stop along the Malachi Lane.
They bring in Maury McKenzie a little bit off the edge, which creates some problems for opponents.
So they're going to actually give Vivier a loss of 1 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the Smithson Valley 26.
I don't know, isolation play. I don't see much of that anymore.
Here's a pass out, complete to Vivier. Across the 20, before he's grabbed and ridden down there by Camden Egley. We'll check the penalty markers.
They're going to get a holding call on them against Jackson Duffy. Jackson trying to get off the block out here, and he can't. That's what I would say it was. But I've been wrong before.
We'll check this. And not this time. You are correct. So once again,
it's gotten a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, East Central shoots themselves in the foot once again as they're driving. Great presence of mind, though, by Montalvo as well, as he came over and made a correction. That's 9 instead of 8. That would be Amari McKenzie. He's had a good game this evening. Here comes pressure. Osenko this time will go down.
It's Malachi Lane. Puts the pressure, makes him step up, and he gets finished off by just like Diego.
Over with the stop. That's a big loss that time for East Central. This will back him up all the way to the 37-yard line. It looks like they can pick up a first down, at the 15? So this is going to be quite a little bit of real estate in front of them.
Yeah, they got 2 downs to get it, so they're probably going to, I don't know if they'll throw it up, try to get it all, or get half of it, and maybe make somebody miss a tackle.
Once again, pressure coming, and down goes Bosenko. All that Ranger defense looking tenacious that time was over to make the stop. That was Gavin Woods, among others. Lane back there, Maynard back there.
The DC coordinator, Worsford, decided just to go get him. He's not going to sit back and watch him throw the football. And he brought more than they could block. That's 2 in a row. That's a good job.
Yeah, Woods
Good
Hamilton
calls.
over to make the stop as well. That'll bring up a 4th down.
They could be dangerous here.
Vivier
could be dangerous.
Gets his foot into it. And the Rangers going to put on a return as that's
Who
Bafidis.
is that? Look at that. That's Johnson, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
God, that guy's a good football player.
Trips Bafidis up at about the 5, and that's where the Rangers will go to work. 1st and 10 with 6:30 left to go in tonight's ball game. And Smithson Valley holding on to an 11-point lead at 14-3. This just in, the Judson Rockets have scored again. They got a 24-21 lead now over Steele with 8:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. That's the latest report we have. It's 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Handoff, Malachi Lane trying to find the corner across the 10, the 15. Nice run for the Ranger running back before he's driven out of bounds that time by Cornell George. Well, it's exciting to see Lane with the football. He has enough, I believe, for another, and yes, it is, to move the chain. 1st down.
They've leaned on Doug Lance quite a bit in the second half. Malachi hadn't really touched it a whole lot. He's been on the field a bunch defensively.
Yeah, gotta love those players that play on both sides of the ball. They just want it. 2 receivers to the near side. And this 1st and 10, handoff straight ahead. Lane across the 25. Inside the 40, another fine run by Malachi Lane. Move the chains, give the Rangers another 1st down. Going to mark this at the 40-yard line.
Hold on to the football. I think just don't turn it over here. Making some big plays right now. East Central's looking at the clock. They're down by 2 scores. It's going to be tough for them.
1st and 10, the 40-yard line. Mata with 2 receivers to the far side as they check over to the sideline once again. Again, Malachi Lane. Across the 45, down to around the 46-yard line, where they're going to make the stop. Over to help on the tackle that time, Jonathan Martinez for East Central. And the clock continues to run with 5:28 left to go in tonight's ball game.
If things continue on this path, it looks like it'll be Smithson Valley and Steele next Friday night for the district championship.
Or the district title.
Regardless of what happens in the other game.
Right. 2nd and 5 now for Smithson Valley. Once again to give Lane, who'll be wrapped up this time and dropped. Martinez over on the stop once again. Also some help from Abel Vasquez. They'll bring up a 3rd and 4. They're still going to give Lane a pickup of 1. Ranger 46-yard line is the line of scrimmage.
As the playoffs shape up, Roland, it looks like it's going to be in some order still Judson, New Braunfels, possibly with a win tonight, and then the race is on for that 4th spot.
And that 4th spot, East Central in the thick of the race. 3rd and 4, pass, Domel at the 30, the 20. Domel's taking it to the house. Touchdown, Smithson Valley. How many times have we seen that from the young man?
Yeah, that's got a chance to seal it right there, I would think.
4:15 left to go in the ball game.
A good block by Malachi gave him a chance to get the ball off, huh?
Maya on to try the extra point. This out of the hold of Mata. Kick is up, and it's good. 4:15 left to go in tonight's ball game. Our score now, Smithson Valley 21, East Central 3. Back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Fisher's Neighborhood Market, Ferris Orthodontics, Sage Capital Bank, Wick Productions, HEB, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Dermatology San Antonio, Summerhill Dental, and Jeremy Fuller State.
So we're following a 54-yard touchdown reception that time by Dylan Domel. Puts the Rangers on the board once again. Extra point good, it's 21-3. And as you were mentioning, Coach, next week, looking like at this point, shaping up to be for the district title. However, we do have 4:15 still remaining in this one.
We've seen some crazy things before, haven't we?
Exactly. The kickoff. Vivier will watch this go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Dylan Mata we see there. What a night he's had. A great shot, Derek Mata. The D's begin to run together after a point. But Derek Mata's had himself a whale of a ball game as well this evening. Just a great manager and putting the ball where it needs to be when it needs to be there. You got to tip your cap to the young man. So it looks like we're going to tee it up and kick it off all over again. Getting set to kick this off, Osorio, who handles the kickoffs for Smithson Valley. And underway, following the touchdown. Catch made at the 10. The 20. That's
Fumble.
Vivier who puts the ball on the ground. Coming up with it that time, I believe, is Egley. Camden Egley with the fumble recovery. Yet another turnover. And the Smithson Valley offense will take back to the field.
So that's 5. That's 5 for them. It's, what, 2 picks, 3 fumbles. 3. That's 8 on the night combined.
It's almost like somebody inadvertently hit.
Looked like he ran into. Looked like he ran into the back of somebody block, but I didn't see the replay.
But just put the ball on the ground. 33-yard line is where Smithson Valley will take over, that being the East Central 33. 1st and 10. And the Rangers do have a new quarterback in the game.
So Sinlick, he came in for Mata when Mata got hurt in the second game, and really did a fine job. Get 2 or 3 W's under his belt before Mata came back.
And East Central's going to take a timeout right now. Got 1 left for the game. 4:09 left to go. Our score is Smithson Valley 21 and East Central 3. Back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network.
Coach, I can't believe we've been shooting these commercials for 10 years.
Man, time flies.
Indeed it does. You know, one of my favorites is when they dumped that ice water on you on the sideline. That was great. I think it was the middle of November. Oh, and remember when we turned a 300-pounder loose on you and he was knocking the silly out of you? Man, I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year.
This year's my pick.
Ferris Orthodontics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Release the sharks!
On a 1st and 10, the handoff across the 30-yard line down to around the 29-yard line goes Isaiah Vivians. It's in the ball game.
Isaiah's had quite a few carries this season. He's a good little running back to hand the ball off to. He's quick as a cat and he's tough.
And he picks up 4 on that play. It's a 2nd and 6. It means I guess they're going to give a lot of the starters the rest of the night off. So we're mentioning Chase Senelick now in a quarterback for Smithson Valley. Directing traffic, the handoff on the end around. And a nice pickup that time for Kyler Clark, as he'll get knocked out of bounds inside the 20.
Yeah, great move out on the edge. One move made one miss and picked up about 10 after that. All starting offensive lines coming off the field. They're done for the night. They did a good job. The old line just kind of stuck with it. Wasn't real pretty tonight, but they just kind of stuck with it and kept mashing. You're going to win football games, you're going to have some big hogs like that. And they did a fine job tonight.
And they sure did. They don't get enough of the credit. And they should. So it's 1st and 10, 19-yard line is the line of scrimmage for Smithson Valley. Senelick, the give. Once again, Vivians, maybe a tough yard before he's met there and dropped. And on the stop, Abel Vasquez for East Central. The clock continues to run with 2.5 minutes left to go in tonight's ball game.
Well, this was close all the way up to the tail end of it, actually, until they broke it open with that last touchdown. East Central played a good ball game. It just wasn't real clean by turnovers for them.
Caden Kirkpatrick checks into the ball game at tight end. Single receiver either side this time on a 2nd and 10 from the 19. And Senelick decides to call his own number across the 15, the 10. Steps out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Great job. Senelick, as you were mentioning, came in to spell Derek Mata while he was out for a few weeks. He came into tonight's game 23 of 45, 317 yards passing the football. 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. So not bad in backup duty.
Yeah, he was pretty special to have him coming off the bench when you lose your starting quarterback. Comes in early in the first quarter in one game, wins that one, then wins the next 2 before the starter comes back, which was the first district ball game, I think, against New Braunfels, or a second district ball game, I'm sorry.
So whistle another timeout. Smithson Valley's taking this one with 1:54 left to go. Let's throw it to break one more time and come back and finish things off here. The final 1:54 with the Rangers up 21-3. We'll be back with more here on the Rangers Network.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to be sponsors of the Smithson Valley Rangers. We are happy to be part of tonight's game between the Hornets and our Rangers. Go Rangers!
Coach, this is the year. Give me a chance. I get to try out?
This is the year. Get your guns up. Get your guns up.
You know, this is the third time he's tried out for the team, and I don't think he's going to make it this time either.
Yep, and this never gets old.
First and 10 for Smithson Valley. Correction, first and goal for the Rangers as Vivians gets the handoff. We stacked up. It'll be thrown for a 2-yard loss as the clock continues to run. East Central with 1 timeout left. Rangers have 2.
I got to compliment Coach Hill's chain crew. They've done a really fine job tonight, Roland.
Certainly.
Yes.
Absolutely. Working chains once, as I'd mentioned to you, Coach. Saw a running back get knocked out of bounds right in my direction and saw my life flash before my eyes. It's not an easy task. Second and goal now from the 11. Senelick, the keeper, tries to work it inside the 10, but he's met and driven back. Defensive pursuit that time coming from Zachary Vidal. Now under a minute left.
Like there'll be one more snap probably. Unless East Central uses their timeout.
And that's so the case. However, East Central will finish out the 2021 campaign next week as they take on Schertz Clements. And for the Rangers, it's a showdown with the Steel Knights. Senelek takes a knee. That ought to do it. The time ticks off the board. That was a great effort by both squads. Smithson Valley came away with it. One team had to get back on the W column, and that's exactly what the Rangers did, much to the delight of the Smithson Valley faithful. Both teams are going to meet at the 50-yard line, and our final this evening will be Smithson Valley 21, East Central 3. Setting up the showdown next Friday between the Rangers and the Steel Knights. Coach, any parting thoughts?
No, just as a good ball game as you knew it would be. They're all slugfests every Friday night in this district, and this is nothing else but just a brawl actually. So.
One of the toughest districts in high school football. It really is. We're very proud to be bringing it to you for our crew here with Wick Productions and the Rangers Network. Thank you for a great job all over the video production this evening. And for my partner, Coach Joe Muchagamba, my name is Roland J. Vries. Thank you for joining us once again. Our final Smithson Valley 21 and East Central 3. Until next week, so long, everybody.